really, do I make people uncomfortable? Do I make people feel insecure?
That's where the problem is that if you are going to stand for something, you need to be prepared to be singled out. We're thinking, if I don't dilute the Zulu and Tswanas and Pedis and be a hard knock,
it doesn't work. Yes, no.
I do the stuff that I do now. I do it for my kids. I do it for the generation that comes after me.
Hello, everyone. It is your girl, Ria Siabella, your woman of controversial engagements. I know it's been a while. I get it to little South African engagement. Involve ke sa khone le hore ke heme ke sa khone ho nahana ke re mind block because I had to do my leg game, you understand? So no sna way hore ke ka tla le topic ba ratu. It's been real, but here we are back, we are live, and please do welcome my guest. That is, today I've got Czar Motsuenyane, and she knows why I would say that. She knows why I would say that, but I've got Czar Motsuenyane, and I've got obviously the Right Rev, and they'll just say hi quickly. Czar, just say hi.
Thank you for that, Czar Motsuenyane.
Yes.
Introduction. Thank you so much, Ria.
Awesome. The Right Rev, we are here. We are back.
We are back. Embrace yourself. This is the Right Reverend Mary Anika.
Yeah.
Woo, it's been a journey.
It has
Been missing you. Thank you, Ria, for hosting us again.
Definitely.
It's a new year,
Yeah.
new start.
Yeah. I think, when we're talking about it's a new year, new start, and this topic that we have today is very much relevant for this new year and new start. But before we get into that, I'd like to share just a bit, like a tiny little bio, even though she's going to kill me, but like a small bio. I mean, today we are sitting with Czar, and Czar's bio, quickly, just to read it for you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm just going to read the headlines. She is the expert. Okay, but I'll tell you of what, because we're going to get there now. But she is the CEO of Mind Your Power Consulting, where you can actually, consult with her so that you can mind your power. Yeah. And as well, she is a philanthropist, a speaker, and a moderator, and a Mrs. South Africa finalist 2025. And not only that, we brought her here today because she is the expert of toxicity. That's the topic that we are having today, is toxicity with Czar Motsuenyane. Welcome, Czar. We are really excited for us to really dive into this topic today. I mean, a lot of people, it's a buzzing word now. Everybody, you're toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, mama, toxic. Mama, relationship, toxic. Medical, resign, toxic.
Yeah.
Like we've heard more and more of that word. What is toxicity?
Honestly speaking, Ria, let's start there.
Yeah.
It's overused. The word, I strongly believe the word is overused.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not understood. And that's why the whole idea is to educate people to say, before you can say a person who's toxic, that is toxic.
Oh, wow.
So in a nutshell, toxicity is just a harmful behavior. Yeah. And we know when we would hear things like, what is toxic? Chemical. Mining. Of course.
Yes.
So now you understand what Haibo. Somebody also doing the word toxicity, or that is not living in the space where toxic behaviors are spoken about. They're thinking it's a mind word, it's a chemical. It is a chemical imbalance to such an extent, but it is actually something that is poisonous to the environment.
Yeah.
So when we speak about toxicity, we are saying something that has the potential to kill you, something that has the potential to destroy you, in layman's terms. So that's why it's very critical that when we say toxicity, you tell us which parts. Because remember, while we speak of it broadly, there's also positive and there's negative.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we say toxic, it's something that is very harmful to you. Be it a human being or be it something that you ingest. When it gets to your body, it doesn't just affect maybe your stomach, it affects your mind. So when we now get it into the mental space, or what I'm normally dealing with now, I'm finding that a lot of people use those words in the work environment.
Yeah.
And then when you ask a person, what is it about it? And then they pick up a whole lot of things. No, toxic.
Yes.
What is it about Ria that's toxic? Because that's me. I want to know. If you were to come with such a word to me,
That's so
I'm not your friend because you're toxic. Ke batla ho tseba.
Hore,
What
why?
makes me toxic? So why educating people around it? It's so that when you use the word, you are able to help the next person to be better. So we are shying away from using it as a destroyer. Remember, it drops mic. Mamela, you could be smart or you could be gorgeous, but a person says, you're toxic. Ufedile, upanchile, like it's over.
Yes.
But now,
Absolutely.
you see it from there, Raibo. Really? Give the person the opportunity to say, toxic because when I'm around you, you have bad energy. Then
Yeah.
we start now building on something. Then a person starts checking kamocha.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, wow. I think you're right that the word is overused because now, and when you're mentioning that we are shying away from facing issues, we are now saying, come here, go toxic, a friendship is toxic, because we don't want to talk about the issues around that toxic behavior or toxic language or whatever that it is. So we just saying, so.
Toxic hand.
Oh, zap. And you're like,
And that's that.
yeah, and just to bring in the Right Rev in terms of toxicity in your own phrase and in your own line of work, how does it show up? Just share it a bit there.
In our line of work, Ria, toxicity, it shows up when people, they are so self-centered that they are only considering themselves. They never consider the next person. So that toxicity in the person, the root cause of it is that sometimes it's undealt, deep, pain. Sometimes it's childhood. Past childhood upbringing as well. But sometimes it's just people that are just mean people.
Yeah.
They are just unhappy people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mean people. I think we don't spend time to talk about mean people or mean behavior. I think a lot of time you find it from kids. Kids, when kids are young, they're able to say, you mean, But with adulthood, we don't get to say that you're mean, My daughter just recently was talking about bullying, and was like, Mom, do you have bullying in adults? I'm like, yes, there is bullying. I never thought that there's bullying in when you're an adult. And I'm like, no, there's a lot of it. And that's why we're talking about toxicity, because that bullying is there.
Is a result of it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, Rev is talking about the behavior of it, How do we identify such behavior? Because sometimes we are failing to find the behavior, or we're failing to understand it, It's a new word, and it's a new world for people that are discovering. How do we identify such?
What is tricky now is that a lot of us are very self-aware. Right?
Yeah, right.
And because we are self-aware, it makes us also a bit sensitive to things that make us uncomfortable. So identifying it, it changes, it shifts. It shifts. Firstly, you need to know what are the traits, right? What shows up as it, and be able to name it. So I normally, when I do the master classes, I'll run and I'll explain to people the types that it will show, right?
Yeah.
Things like you being gaslit.
Yeah.
So, and people shy away around it. It's like, it's toxic but you need to be able to say, I've identified that whenever I bring things up front or whenever I report a certain issue, I'm being gaslit. Or something that a lot of people don't take or put to mind, I'm being intimidated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are coerced into doing things or to agreeing to things that you shouldn't. So that's how you identify it. Wow. It's an experience. It's something that until you go through it, you won't know it. you won't know that you're experiencing it. It's like a person, you see it, maybe bullying for that matter. You can see it on somebody else, but some people have experienced it firsthand.
Sure.
And firsthand, you are able to say you can identify it. But it's not so much so that you can identify a person that's walking there, where you'd say, no, that one is toxic. There needs to be an interaction. There needs to be an experience that you are able.
Yeah.
Another thing that's also coming out in workplaces, tribalism.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mazulu like Mazulu,
Yo,
Mazulu
look at
Mapedi Mapedi,
Hey,
Mahua.
Yeah.
That is something that is making it. So the reason all these things are happening and we need to put it together is when a person says, I don't want to go to work, it's Monday. Who toxic? Tell us why. Who don't know I'm being sidelined. I'm alienated because I work in an environment more and they really don't like me. So like that, you realize the bigger part to Ramona, it's not a personal issue. It's just that the fact that I work with different tribes, I feel like I'm being victimized.
Yeah.
I'm being intimidated because naki Motswana.
Yeah.
So that's where you can identify it. You won't identify it if you're not present in it. It's when you say, you can't identify bullying if you are not really being mindful.
Yeah.
Because the minute you are sitting and you're not calculating exactly, no, man. So a lot of us, by using the word toxic, we're actually running away from dealing with the issue.
Sure.
And dealing with the issue is facing the issue head on. Is actually saying, Kitlo, I'm going to watch this person's behavior towards me. So probably we don't, need to be very intentional.
Yeah.
For you to be able to say, you know what, mean. There needs to be some certain action that is saying it's a mean action.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't like me, that doesn't qualify as toxic.
Yeah.
That doesn't qualify. In my books, if you say somebody doesn't like you, I don't think my boss likes me.
Yeah.
The boss is not to like
To like you.
So it's not toxic. For me, it's that as long as we get the work done, is the fact that your boss disliking you, is it affecting your work? Is it affecting your objectivity? Is it affecting your productivity?
Yeah.
That's when we now come back and we say, the fact that handwriting, it means when I submit stuff,
Sure.
every time I submit a report, it's wrong.
Yeah.
So it means what? There's a personal issue that's coming in. So it's very rare and very difficult where a person identifies the issue outside of themselves.
Sure.
You have to identify it inside.
Yeah.
And like with me, coming from corporate, I can identify it. But unfortunately, it's not I cannot overstep the mark.
Yeah.
I used to be that girl. I'm telling you, it used to be so bad. Like, how about you catch any feelings?
Yeah, catching feelings.
Feelings. But let me tell you the tricky part. While I catch feelings, into reporting it. Then what happens after that? You are not ready. You're not ready mentally. Who address Ria?
Yeah.
Kimango addressang Ria?
Yeah.
The words that are echoing in you, kimanto atwang konna. So when you go to Ria sekisiyo, opanchalufit, because the feeling was not your feeling, it was my feeling.
So true.
And I'm finding that a lot of people, they report matters because they are coerced by other people that kosatu. I used to call myself kosatu. They are coerced kibo Sanyova. And the problem with Sanyova is that Sanyova is mentally self-aware.
Yeah. So true.
Sanyova is ready for Pumasili.
Yeah.
When I'm ready.
Already.
When I'm ready.
Because when now it's about victimization.
Thank
If I speak out, if I address it, if I confront, then I'll be victimized.
Right,
then now a bunch.
And when already you are breeding another part. You were being intimidated. Now you are going into victimization, which is another part that makes your workplace toxic. So na ke sabu victimize. I can say na.
Now
You are sitting on top of matata who raises the issue that you're not ready to deal with.
Yes.
There's also that part where we need to start being ready to deal with the issues when we're dealing with the issues.
Yeah.
So I learned to seek permission. Before I need to know how far are we taking this? Are we going all down?
All the way.
Are we going all the way?
Yeah.
Is it even worth it? Is it even worth it? Because here you are, because ki narcissist.
Yeah.
Ki narcissistic. Are you ready for the retaliation. We're often very quick to confront, but we're not ready
For retaliation.
Mo kelelong ya gore wena o nkentse so a dumele. I'm so sorry, Rev.
Yeah, but the power
The
of that
reality.
ball when it bounced
Yeah.
back, are
I've
you ready
seen
for
a lot
the
of
heat?
people busing ready for the reality.
Yeah.
Because then motho thinks, yeah, ke re le wena ka 2020 lights are so.
Yo. And I think those are the things that we're not talking about in terms of where is this thing happening? Because sometimes you find maybe you are in a toxic working environment, right? And you go home, you bringing that, because I get what's about poison,
spread.
so o tloha ko mosebetsing where you are being undermined, and you come back home, you want to, prove power or authority, and then therefore it diminishes the whole family setup.
100%.
I think we don't know where are these situations happening. So just to bring Rev, where can these incidences happen? We almost don't know. Are they at workplace? Where is toxicity can find you?
It can find you anywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you must remember, toxicity is a behavior that is carried by human beings, by people. So you made an example of, toxicity in containers. I wanted to make an example of that, when they say there's poison inside. But if the bottle is empty, it won't harm you. But the content inside the bottle
Is the problem.
that behavior, it is the problem. So you find it everywhere because it's human being, it's energy, we move with it. So you think that you'd go to church, a sacred place, a peaceful place, a place where you know that, oh, there's so peace here,
No.
And you find that you find more broken people, unresolved issues,
There's a lot.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
And you'd find it anywhere, actually, Ria.
Yeah. And I agree with that, Ria.
Yeah.
It's not that in a specific place that's a safe space for it. Because it's carried by human beings. Remember, there's nothing toxic in corporate. Corporate ke building.
Yes.
There's nothing toxic or getting. It's a church.
It's a church.
building.
It's a
What
container.
gets toxic is the content still in Kamoha,
Yes.
which is us as human beings. And people make personal choices. Must always remember that. People wake up and they make a decision. And I always say it is sad because human behavior is led by experiences. And sometimes people change and they switch because of
so
experience.
right.
Experience.
It's just unfortunate you find that a person is not a narcissist until somebody uses or abuses them, and then they carry this behavior. It becomes a safe net. It becomes a coping
mechanism,
Then
yes.
you get to a point
Yes.
where now you are now the recipient.
Yeah.
How to be
Yeah.
And it's just so unfortunate that we are here as torchbearers. We are just carrying everybody's load. That's why you see people saying, you don't know what people are going through, just be kind. But the truth is that while you are being kind, somebody's kindness got them burned.
Yeah.
So they are going out of their way to
Yeah.
not be kind.
Do not be kind. To be
It's
very
like,
offensive.
Look at the robotong. Like the person might open for 5 people. Then number 5 first kalebo.
Yeah.
When
and
I'm
then-
number 6,
Yeah.
you are about to go in. About Wulen. They already. Then you realize that's what happens. Sometimes it's behaviors that are learned.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
behaviors that people are growing up based on experiences. And in as much as I like to keep it, let's find an amicable solution.
Yeah.
It's not always the case, doesn't always work. Mara, ntho e senywang ke batho can also be fixed ke batho.
Yes.
But
One
the
need,
fact is
yeah.
we need to start realizing that the first base is hoba motho.
Eish.
Human first.
I think hoba motho ke stress because we are here out here, we are living, Hoba motho ke eba stress because in our humanity as well, we are, especially I think na I want to just go back to this because we've been marginalized for years, right? And we are coming out and we are realizing ourselves. I think who not know the indigenous background, we are just coming out and realizing ourselves. We are finding words such as, oh, he's a narcissist or she's a narcissist. We are finding words like gaslighting. Those are new words for us. Yes, we need to find boundaries.
Yes,
it's new words for us.
Words.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We are now into this word now that is toxicity. We're like, oh, toxic. So we're taking all of these experiences and we are coming out. We're building ourselves. And that has almost like shifted the humanity.
Yeah.
I was listening to this other pastor. He was saying, we have now become sensitive human beings.
True.
Defensive human beings, because it's exactly that. How can you know narcissist? What? Nah, how could it say this and this and this? I've been supporting you. I've been doing this. I've been doing this because remember, we are looking for an exchange or a rapport or whatever the case might be, right? So, a human being, it's quite a challenge on its own. How do we then firstly self-identify?
Yeah.
Maralena kinali a toxic behavior that can, offend another person. How do we identify our blind spots? How do we do that?
So identifying your blind spots, obviously, it starts with you.
Yeah.
Right? It starts with, as a person, you need to first be honest. It's having honest conversations. How do you receive feedback?
Yeah.
Which a lot of us battle with. I mean, for a person to even get to a point where they tell you you're a narcissist, it's feedback. And remember, some feedback is good, some feedback is not good.
And we don't want to dig deep as to why you're saying that.
So, personally, if somebody were to say something like that, to say you're a narcissist, you must start researching. And you know what grew this kind of love for me?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I had friends in the church.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we were close. And I remember the fallout was very ugly. And my friend was like, friend, these people are saying you're probably the one that's toxic. I went and I read that. I researched on toxicity. That's when I did. That's when I found the understanding out. This is an unfair statement. Because sometimes somebody deems you toxic because all they're doing, they're just taking. Remember, there's a word that says, takers do not have boundaries.
Yeah.
The givers have to instill them. And if you do not instill the boundaries as a giver, and when they do, they're building you. They're building you as a human being. And while there is narcissistic behaviors, I've researched there's actually an echoist.
What?
Yes. So an echoist is the opposite. Echoist is the opposite of narcissist. So an echoist, ke motho that is accepting everything. Bovuma zonke. That just because you don't want to be deemed as a narcissist, you're an echoist.
Yeah.
Because you agree with everything that is being said. Just so that you are not being put in the corner.
Because you want
a
to
narcissist.
also.
You become a people pleaser.
Yes. You avoid confrontation.
You avoid confrontation. You avoid disputes.
Yes.
You're like in an avoidant. Udusimo kukunia how?
Comfort zone.
And then we say things like, nah, I'm out here minding my business. Yeah,
you're minding your
business. You're minding your business because all you've done is you've lived your life so that you're not a narcissist. You've lived, you work so hard to what you don't want to become that you become the other part of it. It's when a person is an abuser or grew up in an abusive family, they were so hard on themselves that and then you become the direct opposite.
Exactly.
You are tame. When it comes to confrontation, when it comes to discussions, you are absent. Because you have seen right hand what
confrontation does.
Yes.
You have seen what right hand. So you actually now will deem yourself as a person who's a peacemaker, but you're actually not a peacemaker.
You are infiltrating. Yes,
you are enabling it. To happen.
Exactly.
But you sit at the back.
Yeah.
So it's a very sensitive thing as a human being to be told that. And it depends how far you are mentally. And I'm still fortunate for the ability to have studied psychology. Because if I didn't study psychology, I'm sure it would have broken me. Because it was, I think,
Hey, yeah.
And honestly speaking, you realize that education is lifelong. Re tlo bala until re be re lo shwa. Because there's going to be a deeper one that's going to come, kama 3,000, if God has kept us. Echoist, I mean,
Echoist.
Echoist, it's now.
And how like I'm at 3,000.
Something big is
have you
happening.
realized what is happening now? I just want to add on what Caesar is saying. We end up being parents that that permits.
Yeah.
You are a permissive parenting. Now we are on permissive parenting, of which now you don't want to confront your kids because you overcompensate. Probably you over.
We're trying to correct
that
behaviors
okay, fine. Aska feel you are allowing things. We are enablers.
Yeah.
You end up enabling your child.
100.
To be to bring up that behavior because no na ke batla hore bana ba ka ba ke abusive because nna ko hesu na ba le harsh. I don't want my to be harsh on my kids, but then you are also building
another
narcissist person or another monster, another toxic
Yes.
person because you're a permissive parent now.
Of course.
Yes.
E qala ka rona. I can remember all we're doing. That's why I said we are trying to redress.
Yes.
You are trying to be what your mother, to not be what your mother.
Yeah.
You are trying to not be, even with guys, I don't know how in their space, but some of them, they overcompensate because they don't want to be an absent father.
Yeah.
Do you know what that does? Utola, a guy that comes with I do not want to be, I never ever want to be an absent father. They marry the first girl that they impregnate.
Oh, wow.
They did not marry them because of love.
Sure.
They married them because of the idea of I'm not going to abandon.
Yeah.
Abandonment.
Abandonment.
Yes.
So it comes out there where a person is like, there is no way umtanami will be raised like me and another man.
Yes.
So I'd rather marry you
But
out of
hauna
love. Out of
lerato.
love. Hauna lerato, hauna relationship. Then what happens? And I'm not saying that's what also brews future cases of divorce and stuff, but in our umtelele, because you find that a person is sticking around because I cannot afford to have my kids be raised by another man. But because I cannot leave, kitlo gatekeep him. But gatekeeping, that's why you also find people divorcing in their 50s.
So true.
Because the kids now are old. The kids batsama. Luna, there's nothing in common. There's no relationship here. So I'd rather kidule because kinale project A. I tshwara 18
Project growing.
Yeah. Growth project.
Growth project.
Growth project
Yeah.
By the time fita ko 18, it's child.
Sure.
But kamole, there's been a lot of broken behaviors. And that's another thing that also for people that are married, children don't learn from what you teach them or you tell them. They observe
What you see.
what they are seeing in the homes. So by doing them a favor, you're actually shortcutting their future relationships.
Yes.
Because these people, this one is on their phone, this one is on their phone. That's already a behavior. There's people that don't want to go home. So while we talk about toxicity outside, there's toxicity in the homes.
Sure.
Where the wife doesn't want to come back, the husband doesn't want to come back.
Re dula kerekeng nako e telele. Like at 6 every meeting yako kerekeng
You are available.
you are present because now you are
It's so
running
true.
away from facing
of
the
life.
reality of
Yeah, it's so true. It is that thing that people don't want to be by themselves as well.
Yes.
How can you are by yourself? You're like, no, I can't be by myself. I need to be with people. And when you're with people, as well, you're like, no, but I don't want to be here with these people. It's not realizing as well the kind of friendships we have and which ones are good and which ones to let go because we are in the situation do you boo? And then now we're losing good relationship because of bad relationships and bad relationships are making us to be bad people.
100%. In somebody else's story, you're the villain. Full time.
Yes.
Full time. Nobody's going to say, why is Mara Caesar was good for me? No. Caesar nale sharp marna hlanya. That's going to come out, Yena ne rapela mara yo. Hai to wheel and trail. It's like that. It's like that. And it's sad. It's really sad. But I remember earlier on, Ria, you touched on what it does leaving a toxic work environment to come home.
To come home.
I think that's one thing that made me enter Mrs. S.A.
Wow.
Number one.
Yeah.
Was to remind people that this thing, toxicity comes and makes your marriage fail.
Sure.
Let's be honest. If your boss
Yes.
is
So
vile
true.
and your boss is intimidating and undermining you, gaslighting you, aging you. You know, there's also bosses. Remember, ageism is another part
Yes,
of
of text. Yes.
Exactly.
Botina la.
Then you get home. You get home. Now you see this man and you're like, but Vele, Lina, write me off because I'm already written off.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Then you
that's
come
so true.
home, you bring it. And I share this story very openly. My mother was bullied. My mother was bullied at work. I was still very young. I didn't understand it because it was not there, right? But how she was, it was funny. She would come back, abuwa kan tatona.
Yeah.
And then Tatona also used to be a family friend.
Yeah.
Like at the weekend.
Yeah, Raibo.
And I never understood it. To say, in my mind, I'm like, almost.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah. Confront.
and the stuff that she used to say, she'd be like, one hlekefata,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
because of the word, hlekefata doesn't sound like it's being bullied.
Yeah.
At one hlekefata, nining unkenya mo department e, nining unkenya mo department e, na nining hang kemeli lore, ki adjuste. O tla be ang pitse rof. Ka nako eo, it was like, just deal with it. But
Yeah.
now, as a child, I'm remembering how much of a frustrated mother she was.
Yes.
I'm
So
remembering
true.
how she felt. Now I understand. Sure. Then you come bona atla ko jarateng ka Sunday. Even worse, you are even coming to destroy
like
me.
it,
One
Mama.
tetela,
What's
one tetela haka. You know?
In my house.
You want to finish me out? And I used to see, and this man was a very kind man. Koruna.
Yeah.
And he was a shrewd employer.
Yeah.
So those are the things that now I'm starting to realize what it did to us as children. It makes you either ubanku or you become the villain. For me, I come from, well, both my parents were freedom fighters. They fight.
Oh.
They fight for other people, right?
Toxicity. That's
for
why
me,
I against.
I will not allow it to happen to anybody.
Yeah.
I've tried to mind my business as far as I can. But if I believe that you've been wronged, kitlo pata in.
Yeah, or no,
Kitlo
how
pata
to
in.
this?
Because I strongly believe Ebolaya intimacy. Nobody has spoken about it. I spoke to, I don't know if you know Dr. Gaini.
Yes.
And I've still said to her, one day we're going to have a chat. Because I want to prove that if I'm being belittled at work, I'm not going to function here.
You're not.
And she said to me, and I remember we met briefly, and I said, mo pegili toxicity affecta ER kakulu kanjani and abantu abakhulumi ngayo.
Abakhulumi
It causes
ngayo.
impotency. It causes a rise in men's clinic because those issues come back home.
Stress levels
Go high.
Yeah.
You are now what? You are hostile.
Yeah.
Now, we are hopola rona never ke tswa ko mosebetsing ke sebeditse le batho bale ke atla mona ka tlo pheya ka etsa di homework ka tlo pheya ka ta motho ka 10.
Ubatla number. There's
And
no
then
way.
But you realize,
So true.
Kamo, the work hat needs to get out. The work and everything needs to get out. How can when you start homework, you need to take off the employee hat.
Yeah.
Because these kids don't know what you're going through. Try having a son like mine. I joked with him one day, and I say to him, "No, wena late now. My boss shouts at me."
Yeah.
The other time, then we're in the car, we're driving back from school, and my boss phones, and I'm loudspeaking.
Yeah.
And the first thing I'm like, "Hey, Kiritula, my boss is on the line." When I stop shouting, my mother. God bless my kids. My kids don't play. They're like me. They don't play. They fight the fight. So in saying that, you realize that without being aware,
Yeah.
without doing something, and I still find people very apprehensive to get help.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we are here.
Yeah.
For me, if something consumes so much of you, get help.
Get help. I think as well,
Yeah.
we don't know when to get help, and we don't know, what is toxic. That's another thing, because remember, we just realized this word, and then we don't know what it is. That's why will say work is toxic or a relationship is toxic or a friendship is toxic, right? And we cannot really pinpoint what is when now a person asks what is. Because remember, when a person asks you what is, you need to dig deep and you need to be true to
100%.
yourself and the person that you're actually accusing, if I can put it like that.
100%.
And then you realize that, no, actually, I think I'm the toxic one here when it goes there. And I won't admit that I am the instigator of this whole thing.
100%.
I was making an example with one of the shows. The lady was talking about that she was a gambler, right? To a point that her husband was abusive, right? But the girl was a gambler, like bad. Arekisa bethe, arekisa diphatlo tsa bana, arekisa dieta tsa bana, arekisa ntlo ya ko gabo. Like it was that bad. But now when the story is being relayed is, and my husband was abusive. Whereas my husband is the person that is saying, your behavior, your gambling.
You as financial.
Yeah, you understand? Your gambling is bringing that abuse in the house because now I need to lock you in so that you don't go. Or I need to make sure that you don't have financial access so that you don't sell those. And then we come, that are not looking at both sides. Like, that husband is toxic because she's just a gambler.
Yeah.
Gambling is an addiction. It's dangerous as well.
Just to put another cap of a Rev now, spiritual context. Remember when Jesus Christ would address the Pharisees?
Yes.
That, they would not practice what they're preaching.
Yes.
So they would put a facade.
100%.
And sometimes I think it came to my mind that, how often that you would see yourself being the Pharisee. You always see yourself as, because I think it collaborates with what you're saying, that now you see the husband that being an abuser, but who is the instigator? Probably he's trying to, to find some,
Some ways.
some ways to control her behavior. So now we normally don't see ourselves as Pharisees, as the ones. You're always like, but I go to church. I'm the
Christ-like.
Christian.
Of course.
I'm the
Of
Christ-like.
course.
But what if you are the
You are the
Pharisee?
problem.
You are, so you need to have a mirror, have something that is a mirror that really, do I make people uncomfortable? Do I make people feel insecure? Do I make people feel? You have to ask yourself those things. How are people feeling around me? As Caesar was saying, that feedback. When you are being criticized, do you take it that it is a positive one that what maybe I should really work on this because I know that Ria said it, and then also now Caesar, two people have said it. Let me just do a self-reflection.
Yeah.
And be able to read the room as well. That's true.
Because sometimes women, they don't tell you.
Yeah.
But you see the body change.
Yes, but
People
you see.
just change. You are seeing people, you are saying something, or when you shout and people go into their coons and they cringe. They don't have to tell you. The body language, you need to be able to read the room. You need to know that this inside joke is not for outside.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah,
The
so
inside
true.
joke, because sometimes, what's now in corporate, people don't understand that people are getting fired for sexual harassment. And the reasons are, it's never been that if a person, according to, especially with our black men, right, by admirer, admiring.
Yes, in their culture and in their being.
Now in corporate, it's sexualizing. And a person at our mama wa paga. Now already that, they're not reading the room of, I do not like it when you speak to me like that. They don't have to tell you that angithandi ngendlela. Because when you go that way, then a person says, Kodwa, angikwazi ukunconywa. Oh, you've
you're so right.
about praising.
Yes.
But Kanti, the room is shifting, guys. We need to remember this. Ria, you spoke about that we are now woke. We are now learned.
Yes.
Self-awareness has put words in our minds. It means we need to move with the times.
Sure.
Back then, it was okay. Now, somebody takes you to HR to say you're
Just
sexualized,
yes.
Yeah.
then you don't get the concept. But being able to not just read feedback that is being spoken, but read feedback from the body language of the person you're speaking to. Because Baba Ngao Bachika, Batamaya always say, when you talk to Caesar, the minute you use the F words, Kile,
What am I out the
I'm
room?
gone. Whatever that comes after,
Kile,
Akauka next. And people don't understand that thing. To say, there are people, and I'm not saying that we have to change the world.
Yeah.
I cannot have if you are a narcissist and you've always been a narcissist. Teach a narcissist how to deal with you.
Yeah.
Because we are so going out of our way trying to fix them for the other people. Let's start with you. Today is time. It's time. These are times that we're living where you start with yourself. You say, we are Tugana, but minanye gung tug.
Yeah. Yes.
Ramutse about to make our rocker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you are saying, that's where we're going back to boundaries.
Yes.
So now we've always allowed it to lie.
Ujalo.
Yes. You have to teach the next person how to deal with you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, hasalintole ya kumbaya.
Yeah.
Toxicity is not a kumbaya thing.
It's
not a corridor thing. It's not a kitchen talk. Because if you're saying you are humiliating and you are gaslighting me, uri me.
Me, our we.
How would when I'm officing one of our humiliate? Because I really humiliate her. Now you don't know.
Yeah,
you say you humiliate me in meetings. Nah. Not
Personally.
Wale Rev, no Sakuelo Samofichan. Nah, Haneki raise a consent. It means you must have this.
Yes.
People don't document.
Oh, Lord.
People don't document.
It's out of fashion, remember now,
Exactly.
because we have to document it in phone, laptop,
problem.
because so that I need to fit it in the room. Number one. Now we are everything it's at face value. I need to come with my laptop. I need to do,
fancy.
and how we are meeting diary buka.
You're old fashioned.
Yeah, old fashioned. The documentation is the
Just
information you
fine.
need. We understand.
just fine.
Yeah. I think, when you're talking about that in terms of me and how, like you say, you need to address it to self when you're addressing an issue, is we're talking, or you touch a bit on race. Where and tribalism, whereby the Afrikaners will sit with the Afrikaans, the English, whatever. That thing still continues in rooms, And if, let's just say, you make an effort of sitting in that table of the white people, for example, they'll be like, who are your black sisters or your brothers? They'll be like, we're not Ugenakaimo, because they are failing to do that. We are now in a situation where we are not racist. But we have shifted the room in terms of I'm not gonna take the liberty of being friendly.
Exactly.
I'm not. Why must I be friendly? I'm not gonna take the liberty of showing humanity first. Why
That's the problem.
How do we deal with that now?
That's the
because that's
problem.
another level of toxicity.
Mental awareness. Kalaka me. Kalaka wena. You are the start of breaking a whole lot of cycles. You are either a cycle breaker or you are a conformer. And the scripture says, do not conform to the things of the world. And that's where the problem is. Is that if you are going to stand for something, you need to be prepared to be singled out.
Sure.
And our biggest problem is we do not want to be singled out.
We don't want to.
We
be
don't
singled
want
out.
to be
We
singled
want
out.
to belong.
It's lonely, yes. It's worth it, absolutely. While you're sitting in the space where you are, like every other thing, if you ask an entrepreneur now, they tell you it's lonely.
It's lonely.
But is it
there.
worth it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Your voice, at that moment you speak up, it shakes. But when the results of your speaking up comes out, it is worth every part of it. So a lot of us, we look at it where we tag it. We're tagging it. We're thinking, if I don't dilute the Zulu and Tswanas and Pedis and be a hard knock.
It doesn't work. Yes, no.
I do the stuff that I do now. I do it for my kids. I do it for the generation that comes after me. Because I might not have enjoyed the full benefits of sitting in the white table, in the Chinese table, or in the Xhosas, or then I've had my own insecurities to say, They're loud. They try. I look like an idiot. But the truth is, when it happens the way it's supposed to happen, you will thank yourself later.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to go through the building. The diamonds in the rough, they still have to craft you. That red Chardonnay wine still has to be crafted. It's crushed. In the crushing, there's something else that comes out.
It's painful.
You know, the process is painful, but the joy after it. Let's think of the end. Let's think of the end. Even the Bible, Mudimo Harifi now. The mark is there. He doesn't give us here because he knows the level of difficulty.
Sure.
So in the loneliness, Ria, I would really say, stick with what made you start. The minute you see it, it makes you uncomfortable. It's for you. There are people who are 17 years in the same company and say, it's been like this. You'll be there 3 months because you are not here to conform.
Yeah.
You are a shape shifter.
Sure.
You are a game changer. You are a legacy starter.
Yeah.
You are created to walk into rooms where you make sure what change.
Break the curse. You're a curse
You
breaker.
to break the curse.
Yeah.
Don't know why you're
Amazing.
sitting, go kitchening and you are scared. You're like, it's just to be quiet.
Yeah.
Ho na le ba tlamehile re tsamaye mo godimo ha bona. Ho na le ba tlamehile ba tsamaye mo godimo ha rona.
Hey, get it.
But if none of us are allowing for that process to happen,
We
we
just
are all
gonna
on
be
the ground.
We are all on the ground.
We're all in a toxic world. We're gonna be
It's that environment.
yeah.
And it's very enjoy ka ofela se re bua ka yona ko di kitchening after meeting.
Yeah.
Kanute. I think there's another element that I want to bring very quickly with the next 10 minutes that we have is you know there's good toxicity and there's bad toxicity, you know, and we found a new word that is
Echoist. Vumelana na yonke.
But I guess like ecosystem and all that. But echoist is the new word, ne? I schooled you.
Absorb.
Anyway.
Sponge, yes.
Yes. I think, you know, there is that level, like while we're having this discussion, I'm having this level now, or I'm actually, you know, introspecting myself as well. You know, you become like a good friend, and sometimes a good friend can be too much of a good friend to a point whereby other people, they feel that they have to level up into your standard. When are you thinking, I'm doing the good. Why can't they reciprocate the good? Honestly, maybe it's a toxic good.
Of course.
Like, how do we then, where's the line there? Where's the line in toxic good, guys? Let's talk about the good that we do.
Again, read the room. And I know when we come to toxic good, I know when it comes to spirituality, it's very difficult to not be positive, affirmative all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And it's an expectation.
So
So already that's positive toxicity.
Woo!
Every time or Modimo tla e solva. You know, there's always the brighter side to this. Already that to somebody else gets about let's pray on it. That's already toxic to somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
Because in their mind they're sitting and every time they think about it, you're already tagged as the person who always has positive things. And you look like you have it figured out.
You have it figured out.
Right.
You have all the answers.
You have all the answers.
Know, yeah, you're the Messiah.
Holy.
Yeah.
Can you see already from there you are picking up, oh my word. So does that mean I'm toxic? When people come tatabona, that I feel that it's not that deep. Give it time, fast, pray, change this, change that. But to somebody else, that's what we talk about. When you are positive, you have positive toxicity.
Yes.
Because all the time, when you are in the school of, they're going to leave Balibitir. I'm telling them it's going to change.
Yeah, it's going to change. So, and you shy away from being real. Be real. You know, be real.
Yeah.
And you know, Jesus would always say no or say yes. You know,
And the belly was
in the book of
clear.
Revelation, it says that, you know, ufofo. You cannot be fofo. Be decisive, you know, so that people, they know that, you know what, okay, Ria, she's a realistic person. And they know that, you know, with Ria, when you go there, she wouldn't say, no, let's pray about it. But she would say like, what have you done about it? What are you going to do about it? What do you have in mind? You know? But, you know, if you're being that person that like, no, but you're not being real. We are here right now. We are in this environment now. How do we, you know, how do we fix now? You know? And I think it's one of the things, you know, in Christianity that, you find most of people that are going through, you know, depression, anxiety, because, you know, we don't know when we say we are being realistic, but inyama, you know, in the flesh, you know, but you cannot always be holy spiritually, you know, there's things that you need to solve. They need solutions.
Caesar wants what belongs to Caesar.
Exactly.
You know? Spiritually.
Exactly.
I think as standards, what are you paying
we
me?
know Jesus has said he's removed debts, but honestly, guys, without doing it, faith without the works is also dead. So a problem when it comes to positive toxicity is that sometimes you are not aware. You are not aware because we often try to get people out of their negative state of thinking.
Sure.
And then every time they come to you, when happy go like. Do you know people hate you for that?
So true.
Because you can't get a bit there.
Shallow.
Yeah. So that's positive toxicity. Is that your positivity is toxic for somebody else because sometimes they want to clever. How about chance? Yes, they want to pick her. Yes.
No, I want to vent. I want to take it out, you know?
That's the thing. So when you're a person who's very positive, sometimes allow space. As a positive toxic person, allow space. Sometimes, but when they come to us, they're not coming for advice. They're not coming. They're just coming to share their burden. Allow them to share. But let's offload. Allow them to offload. Because sometimes you come with your opinions. I know you're going to get. You've got this. Has a space in say. And then now you are the one they talk about. And they say you are toxic.
Sure.
So there's two worlds of toxicity, positive and negative. Too much positive can also be something wrong for the person that just wanted you to allow them to vent.
Sure. Yeah.
And too much negative might also be a problem because then passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And either way, you'll still be deemed. So we need to understand who are we. Starts with you.
Yeah.
It really starts with you.
How do we get help quickly? How do we get help, you know, the Right Rev? I mean, we don't know. Sometimes we don't know that we're talking, but today, I'm seeing myself in this whole conversation at some point. And I'm like, woo, girl, but yeah.
How do we get help?
Yeah.
You have to self-assess yourself.
Thank you.
You know? Yes, even some people's feedback would help you, especially when they're consistent. You know, you receive consistent feedback in terms of, you know, but then, you know, when you talk to me, I feel somehow like this. When you say this to me, and I don't appreciate whenever we are in public, and you always share my personal or private things, you know. You start with engaging. And also you practice self-help that I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to tolerate this person. And one of the self-help is seeking for help.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody, get a psychologist, you know, talk to a friend, you know, talk to a family member that you trust, talk to a pastor, you know, there's help, you know, get counseling, you know, and also in the counseling space, it's not about, you know, it could be a one day off where you just want to vent because, you know, it's the moment, you know, and there's also techniques on how to deal with, you know, a moment that I just wanted to vent, and then, you know, you listen, you know, as a counselor, most of the time, you don't have to be the one talking a lot. Just listen and then allow somebody to make decisions for themselves as well. You just coach and direct them, but then seek for help. You know, seek help. And there's nothing right. I know with our culture as well, as you know, we're saying that we are finding ourselves, you know, that there's help. Therapy works, guys. You know, therapy works. And it's not that costly as people, they think that, you know, there's also free therapy and clinics. There's psychologists that are there. Government have put them there. Just go there and talk and they'll listen to you. And, you know, you may find that, you know what, whenever you talked about something, you offload something and then you are becoming lighter and then you treat people differently.
Sure. Cool. In whatever minute that you have, where can people find you first? Because I think this topic is very deep. I've learned today, and I think you have learned, in terms of where do we find ourselves with the new words, with what gaslight. Like, where did we go to gaslight now? Where can they find you?
Okay, so people can find me on socials.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
TikTok. There's something that I want to cook with TikTok.
Wow, that's good.
Because education is key.
Yeah.
Education is key, and I love giving more information.
Yeah.
People can find me on LinkedIn as well. And I've got a number that I'm using that they can also engage with me via WhatsApp if they do need to book sessions.
Yeah.
Because it's not a one-touch all.
Yes.
Or one size fits all. You might be the problem. You might be the one that we need to ask. But are you doing your work? Because sometimes we say people are loud. My boss shouts. Oh, shout after how many times?
Yeah.
Is it because also I always say also to entrepreneurs. So I help entrepreneurs. I help individuals. When you see the video of Ria shouting stuff, that's the after effect.
Sure.
Nobody films Ria
When
begging you guys.
Yeah.
Nobody films an entrepreneur trying to build. Nobody films the number of times that we've had the conversation. So is Liwena as an employee. Nobody films the conversations that you have had to endure.
Sure.
Nobody's in the room when somebody's slamming the table. I'm shocked that I'm hearing people even say, shut up.
Yeah.
Uruabu, and a person says, you shut up. In meetings. A 40-year-old, musadi wa mutu, munna wa mutu.
Hey, wala,
Tola. Like, why would you do that? How did it get here?
Yes.
But because we are in the space of social media and people are putting things out there, people are recording. Do not find yourself on the part where you are recorded. If you feel that the anger is too much, seek help.
Yeah.
If you feel that by user as a company owner, seek help. Honali didn't tell that we have to outsource.
Yeah.
We wear so many hats, but some of them you lose empathy.
Yeah.
Because you probably have been abused for all these years. So they can find me on 073
Yeah.
882 6574.
Yeah.
And then on social media, it's Czar Motsuenyane. It's CZAR. Motsuenyane is MOTSUENYANE.
Sure.
So yes, I've had years of practice.
Yeah.
Spelling bee.
Yeah. I think it's been so awesome. Yeah, cool. I'll wrap it up. Yeah. And you, Right Rev.
Right Rev. She's a consultancy. It's called Renew and Ignite Mindset.
Ooh.
So you can catch me on 069 698 3951. 069 698 3951 on WhatsApp. Book a session. I'm a holistic counselor. You can talk to me when I offload. And on Insta and Facebook, I'm Yika Matsidiso.
Wow. Guys, it's been real, okay? And you saw, because this topic was so important for us to have as you are starting a new work, as the new year. You want to look at yourself. You want to look at the place that you're working at, and you want to know, where am I? Because there's so many words that are coming out, like gaslighting, what? The eco one, I still need to get it. Echoist, narcissist. There's a lot that is happening now. We don't know where we're going now, But do get the help. I mean, Caesar is here to help you. Mary Ann is here to help you and to discover ourselves, like become better human beings, so that we don't find ourselves as narcissist or echoist. We can't be there. We need to find balance. And these two ladies have been nothing short of amazing. And I think when we consult with them, we're going to be a balanced human beings, and we're going to have a brighter future for our children, where they understand that we know who we are, and we're not passive parents or passive human beings. We are women of controversial. Blink, blink. We are confident like that. But with that said, thank you so much for joining me. You can find me everywhere that is W.O.C.E. Subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget and like as we are about to release this show. And I hope that we will meet on the other side of YouTube. I love you.